Hi guys, it's Ian from OSBFX. It is Wednesday the 15th of September 2021, 9:15 in the morning in the UK. Talking about the UK, we've had some interesting figures this morning. We've had consumer price index, their inflationary figures. We're expecting a print of 2.7%. It came in at 3.2%, which is a massive leap from July's print of 2%. However, sterling has really seen a mild upside rally, but my bias is still to the downside, especially after Boris Johnson's speech yesterday and the reaction that we had in sterling. Another single currency that I'm looking at that's in focus this morning is the Australian dollar. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about sterling Aussie. We're also going to talk about Aussie New Zealand because we've seen a long-term downward trend in that currency cross, but I believe there's potential for a base to be in place pretty soon. So let's get to the charts. First chart I'm going to look at is sterling. So this is the daily chart, 8-hour, 4-hour chart. We'll just go to this one first. I believe we're forming a pretty large pattern. This is known as a butterfly formation, so we're just in this BC leg to the upside. Now the BC leg will normally or extend to 88.6%, which is about here, but it does sometimes stall and reverse at 77.6%, which is basically yesterday's high. And we've had this big candle. It's a bearish outside candle, often indicates the end of a trend and the start of a new downward bias. It's also probably an inverted hammer, so I believe upside rallies will be limited. If we go to this chart here, this is the 78.6% level. I've got some bespoke resistance here at 2022 on the single currency chart, and you can see that we're just rejecting that in this morning's upside correction. I'm not going to call it a rally. So the bias to me is still to the downside for sterling, at least in the short term. Now, if we go to Aussie dollar, and I don't know what's happening with my graphics card on my PC. I think I'm going to have it upgraded. I've got so many charts on at the moment with different analysis on them that it's taken a little while to catch up. So big picture, this is my big picture analysis for Aussie. The red lines are my bespoke support and resistance levels. So here I believe we're making a crab pattern, so that's 161.8% extension of the AB leg, and it's then a 88.6 pullback from this leg, the XA leg. So it's lining up pretty well up here, and where I believe we are in at the moment is this BC leg lower, and what I have a tendency to do is to try and catch these CD legs to the upside. So we've got two support levels here, and if we go to this chart, these support levels line up pretty well with an inside crab. So I'm just going to draw that in for those of you that can't see it. So that would basically mean that I'm looking for this leg to the upside, the BC leg to the upside, and I've just highlighted it with that arrow there. So this gives me a downside bias in sterling and an upside bias in the Aussie dollar, at least over the short to medium term. So if I go to sterling Aussie, this is what I believe we're forming. So we've got this XA leg, we've moved up to 61.8%, nearly pip perfect, and I believe we're now in this leg to the downside. 188.89 is my bespoke resistance for the next 40 minutes, but I do want to see a low close. I need to see a decent reaction lower pretty soon in sterling, and in fact by 2 p.m. UK time, using my bespoke system, I would like to see this cross currency trading around about 187.56. I am short. All my analysis is timed with stops, so basically I need to see sterling against Aussie closed below this level 189.14. Excuse me, at in the next 40 minutes. So it's looking okay at the moment, not seeing a lot of downside bias. Now the other Aussie crosses are not looking as good, if you like. Got support down here, which is 172.79, really sort of going nowhere. Aussie yen's quite a long way off, 79.75. Aussie Swiss is even further, 66.56. Sterling Aussie we've flagged up. Euro Aussie not as far away, 161.90, but they're all offering sort of downside biases for Euro Aussie, Sterling Aussie, and upside bias for the Australian dollar. But one that I do particularly like, and I sort of noted this last night, and I'd like to get long of this if it gets to my level. This is or will be a crab formation, okay, between 102.88 and 102.79. What has a tendency to happen is it will reach out to the second fib level, so 102.79 area is the prime support. And if we look at this over a medium term basis, this is Aussie against New Zealand dollar, and this is a weekly chart. Now, although a pattern, it's actually a Gartley formation, would form here, you can see how the BC leg was short. So there's nothing to say that that potentially could be a base in Aussie New Zealand over a medium term basis, and that could project this cross currency quite strongly to the upside. I don't have a signal in Aussie against New Zealand dollar as yet, but I've got alarms set, and this will be closely watched. And if we look at New Zealand, there is scope for this is a bit my bespoke resistance level, so there is scope for New Zealand to move to the upside, and as such that Aussie New Zealand capturing that downside support level, or at least I'm hoping so. Patience is the key. Okay guys, I hope that all makes sense. There's really nothing going on today anyway in the other single currencies, so I'm going to pass on those. Good luck, and I'll be back again soon. If you do want to subscribe to our Telegram channel, I will leave the code on after this video basically. Okay, good luck, and I'll speak to you again soon. Many thanks.